Just waiting for a few more people to come on before I start talking about confidence. Confidence. What does that mean? Well, what does it mean to me? Where are you calling in from, Jean? Oh, not calling in. It's not a chat show. It's not a chat show. Hi, Amelia. How are you? Just waiting for a few more people to join, and then I'm going to start talking about confidence. Confidence, and from silence to power. So the journey of Tantan. All my friends call me Tantan, so you'll hear me refer to myself as Tantan. Yeah, endearingly known as Tantan. So I've decided, with the help of kind of a few of the people that I've had around me, and my mentor, who is absolutely amazing, to really start talking about my story and how I came to put Busty, Boob tape together, my confidence journey, because I think confidence is something that a lot of people are lacking at the moment. A lot of women particularly are lacking confidence, and that could be from a number of reasons. So I just want to share my story, because I think that people who know me and people that kind of see me automatically are like, you're so confident, like you're so out there, like people like you and stuff like that. And it hasn't always been like that. It really hasn't. Like, I literally was a bit of a wallflower as a child. I wasn't confident at all. Like, I was actually quite silent, and I didn't really have a voice. And it was only until I got older that I kind of found my voice, and then kind of just developed my confidence and actually started not really caring what people thought at some point. So yeah, I just want to kind of start talking about my story, and there's going to be loads more coming out, which is going to be more about me, more about where the brand came from. So yeah, so just to start off, I mean, I am not great at social media, so you'll have to bear with me, because I always say I'm too goofy. I'm really goofy, but I love being goofy, if that makes sense. But I feel like I tongue tie things. Like when I tried to go live last time, I was looking for my phone because I thought someone nicked it, but I was actually talking into the phone. So yeah, just bear with me. Any pointers, any tips would be greatly appreciated, because I'm just getting used to this whole TikTok thing. But we're going to have a go, because everyone's doing it, and I understand that the brand that I have has to be kind of a bit more visible than it is and stuff like that. And I actually really am quite passionate about the topic that I want to talk about, which is just confidence and women and empowerment, and any of the things that I use to kind of either make myself feel confident or to come across as confident, whether that's in day-to-day life, whether that's in the corporate world, because the corporate world can be brutal. And I've got so many stories and so many experiences of how I've navigated that and how I've been able to overcome that and not be broken. I've also got stories around kind of, I have an 18-year-old daughter, so her journey of confidence and really trying to be protective over that and not allow people to break her confidence, which over the years it's been a bit of a challenge, whether that's down to bullying, whether that's down to the school system and the kind of compartmentalization, is that it? I think it is, but really kind of trying to hone in. But I really wanted her to have a voice, so yeah, that's why I'm on live today, to tell you, or to talk about confidence. So welcome to my first live. Welcome to my first live. Thank you for the likes. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I'm just going to be sharing my confidence journey. I'm going to be real raw, real unfiltered. You can ask me anything, but what I plan to do is, over the next kind of 14 days, look at breaking limited beliefs, building unshakable confidence. Like, be confident with who you are and what you're about, man. We look at social media, and I feel like everyone's kind of aspiring to be this perfect kind of, whether it's to look perfect, whether it's to feel perfect, whether it's to have a perfect lifestyle. Forget all of that, because what's perfect to somebody else, social media is completely false. completely false. And it's, yeah, so many people are living behind this kind of pretense, I suppose. You hear of people kind of sitting in fake private jets and stuff like that, and it's just like, really? Really? It's not for everyone, but actually there's young girls, probably even young boys as well, that aspire to things, but I particularly want to kind of focus on the young girls, because I've raised an 18-year-old now, how I've managed to raise a whole 18-year-old, and then my own confidence journey. So if you've ever felt overlooked, unheard, underestimated, then this is for you. Please drop some hearts in the chat if that is you, and you've ever in your life felt like, actually no, I'm not comfortable with this, but you actually haven't been able to speak up, or haven't been able to kind of, yeah, feel confident in what you're saying, then yeah, let's work on that, man. Let's work on that. Let's look at the tools that we can help and support each other, and really kind of push through and step into our purpose, because why not? Right, so first of all, where's everyone tuning in from? Can I have some interaction and some engagement, please? Where's everyone calling from? I'm in central London, West London, so I'm a West Londoner through and through. So where are you guys from? London, outskirts of London, how far around the world? Who's the furthest? Sunny Essex, yeah, we love a bit of Essex. Where else is everyone calling from? That's it. All right, try this. What if I was to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you today, or how confident are you feeling today, on a scale of 1 to 10? Honestly, just drop some numbers in. I'm so not used to this, but we're gonna have a go. Hi Amy, hi Ellie. Lavender, 8, team building nurturers, love that. How can we get that to a 10? So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you today? Or how confident do you feel? .5, Mamma Mia. Okay. It's good numbers. Have you always felt like that? Okay, so I'll tell you about my journey. You ready? Right, so I wasn't always confident. I am super confident now. I feel like as I've got older as well, I've lost my filter. So yeah, I say what it is. And I feel like people have always said to me, "Oh, I like Tam because she always just says, you know where you stand with her. Like she's just always confident." And I'm not saying that in a way that I'm rude, because I'm not rude. I'm assertive maybe, but yeah, I'm comfortable with me, and it's not just about beauty. It's about mindset. A lot of it more so is about mindset. But as a child, I really wasn't. So as a child, I really felt invisible. I was quite quiet. I was the type of child that would sit in a corner and literally wouldn't move until you told me to move, wouldn't speak until I've been spoken to. And I suppose a lot of people that know me now would be like, no way, that's not you. Like, I was so quiet. I would sit in a room and second guess everything that I would say. And I'd almost shrink myself to kind of avoid being judged. And yeah, so I grew up, and I'm talking really, really early. I'm talking like maybe 10, maybe even a little younger than that. Hi Shah. Yeah, so as a child I was really, really quite timid. I was obedient. I'm definitely not obedient now, but I was definitely obedient. I was quiet, I was timid. I really just didn't feel like I had a voice. I was in a world where you couldn't really express an opinion. And I noticed there was kind of a bit, my family is quite diverse. So my family is one of these families where I always used to say it's like the United Colours of Benetton. So I had dark-skinned people, I had light-skinned people, I had white people in my family, and I kind of sat somewhere in the middle. And I noticed from a young age that society treated people differently based on their skin tones. Like, what? And I really noticed that from a young age, and it made me question, like, where did I fit in? Like, was I considered beautiful? Was I enough? Just because it was absolutely crazy. Sorry, I think I'm eating my hair. But when you don't see people that don't look like you not being celebrated, it can make you feel like you're not worthy. It was almost like, where do I fit in? Because it was just such a diverse mix. So I kind of maybe started questioning that from young. And then when I got to teenage years, I was always the chubbier friend. I was always the fluffy one. I always used to kind of try and kind of overcome it with humour, if you like, because I was always the one that was always just a bit plumpier than my friends. So I always felt like I tried to make myself smaller, whether that was physically or emotionally, or kind of really sit in the background, because my friends were kind of slim, they were fit, they were nice looking, and it was just like, okay, all right, Tata's gonna sit in the back and just be cool, like maybe be a little bit funny, more so than anything. So kind of I really struggled with that in my teenage years, and thank goodness that I didn't have social media and the norms of social media, because I was just like really I think I would have crumbled. I don't know if anyone else felt like that, but I feel like I would have crumbled. And then it made me kind of hesitate to step into certain places because I assumed that I wouldn't be accepted. I don't know if anyone else has felt like that, like they feel like they kind of cower themselves back into the background and stuff like that. And it just wasn't really, really nice, because I still felt that even from a child to teenage years, I still didn't have a voice. I still didn't really know who Tantan was. And yeah, I kind of struggled with that. And it was not until probably maybe later teens, I really kind of started stepping into that. But yeah, it was a struggle. It was a struggle because I suppose when you're a teenager, there's a lot of peer pressure. So and I grew up in an era, I'm going to kind of let go of my age now, but I grew up in the Iron Apple era. I grew up on kind of going to Iron Apple, wearing the latest outfits, having money, being, do you know what I mean? Being one of these kind of hot girls kind of thing. But I just wasn't that. I was a complete fraud, because I didn't feel it, even though I might have looked it on the outside. Like, I really didn't feel it because I didn't have the confidence. So has anyone else been feeling like that? If you have, just drop some hearts in the chat. Let me know that you're with me, because like I say, I'm not used to these lives, so help a girl out. Thank you, team building nurturer. I did feel like that at the time. I did feel like that, but hey, I mean, yeah, it was hard, and I just feel like, okay, there was a certain beauty standard that I kind of almost had to unlearn, because what is beauty? So I don't know, let me know if there's a kind of beauty standard that you knew or that you saw growing up that you had to unlearn. And I think one of the biggest thing is probably as a black woman, with our hair, because we all straightened our hair. Like, I don't chemically straighten my hair anymore, but when I was growing up in the teenage years, that was normal. We used to burn our hair to pieces, do you know what I mean, to adhere to a certain beauty standard. So yeah, let me know if there's any beauty standards that you guys had that you had to unlearn over the years. Yeah, sure, we all did it. We all relaxed our hair, and I feel like it's only kind of the later ages we've kind of become more like, actually, no, we're not going to relax our hair. We're going to do what we want with our hair, kind of thing, as opposed to adhering to the beauty standards. So yeah, kind of that was kind of the start of my confidence, kind of get the words out, confidence journey, where I literally had no confidence. Airbrush models in media, no black models representing us. Yes, this is really difficult, and I do feel like there is a slight change in more plus size models, not as many kind of diverse models I'm not seeing. So there's still quite a lot of work to do, definitely. Shah, I love that you love your fro. And even with my daughter when she was younger, I remember she had an issue where she'd gone to a swimming party and she said, Mum, can I take my hair out? Yeah, of course. So I let her take her hair out, and she was about 4 or 5. I let her take her hair out to go swimming, and she jumped in the pool, and then obviously it just all spiked up into a big beautiful afro. She had lots of hair, and all the other kids laughed at her, and she came back crying because she was like, I hate my afro. So I actually had to do a lot of work with her, and I had to YouTube afro models and really kind of work with her to love that from a young age. But back in the day, especially when we were growing up, it was tough. But that was one example, and like I say, over this whole series I'm going to be talking about various different examples that I've gone through and that I've gone through now as a mother of a daughter. Sorry if it's a bit noisy, I didn't realise the windows are open. Yeah, so the turning point came for me when I realised something powerful. I realised that confidence isn't something that you are born with, it's something that you learn over the time. For me anyway, it was something that I learned to be confident. I learned to love myself. I learned to be confident in my skin and my body and everything about me, kind of thing. So when I kind of realized that, I was like, okay, fine, I don't really care what people say anymore. I'm going to step into my purpose. And I feel like even as a teenager, I maybe went a little bit OTT a little bit OTT when I found my voice, but that's fine. And I think I just got tired of waiting for permission to feel worthy, because whether I was looking at guys trying to look at me and validate me because they were looking at all my nicer looking, slimmer friends, or whether it was that I wanted people to validate me, and I just realised, no, actually I don't need anyone to validate me. So I started making choices, started choosing to speak up, started choosing to embrace my skin, and choosing not to hide anymore, choosing to kind of actually, yeah, be a bit out there. So yeah, one of the first things that I did was change the way that I spoke to myself. Change the way that I spoke to myself. Instead of kind of tearing myself down, started speaking life into myself, started looking in the mirror, come on Tan, like, and really kind of just speaking life into myself every day. Like, I can't even tell you how important that is. A lot of people talk about, so I used to say things, and this is just a small example, so, and this is probably more recently. So like, you know when you do something and you might drop a glass or something and you say, oh, you donut, like, none of that. Don't talk to yourself in that way. Don't talk to yourself in any negative way. If you catch yourself doing it, switch that quick, and be conscious of it. Be absolutely conscious of it and decide that that's not what you're going to do to yourself. I started standing tall. I started dressing in ways that made me feel powerful, and surrounding myself with people who uplifted me. So I just really wanted to kind of come on and just introduce this as a story, introduce that this is what I'm going to be talking about over the next kind of 14 days. I think what I'll leave you with is just take time to feel really confident. And one of the tips that I had actually when my daughter days, I think what I'll leave you with is just take time to feel really confident. And one of the tips that I had actually when my daughter